Oh, well, this is Sharp Stream, and I'm not going to endorse it anyway. But if Gigi were in front of me acting like that, dude, I'd have socked her. I'd have gave her a fucking shiner. I'd have called my fucking lawyer, Paul Powell. Yeah, Paul, I just broke my fucking girl's orbital bone. Yeah, yeah. You're gonna need to get on down to the station. I would have hauled off and I would have just decked her. I would have made damn sure that she never talked that way to me again. Whether we're back together or we broken up, I would have decked the fuck out of her. Dude, I would have broke this fucking face. Real fucking talk.
What's up, guys? My name is Duke, and welcome to Duke Reacts, part of the DukeDon channel. And today we got a jam-packed episode, folks. All right, so we're gonna cover the recent debate that recently took place between the Donovan Sharpe, if you guys don't know, Donovan Sharpe and Kevin Real Wilder, okay? And guys, we're gonna cover this because I think the significance of this debate is very, very, very important. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Like I said, thank you guys all again for the new support. We are blowing up, and guess what? We're gonna keep blowing up. And for those of you Fresh and Fit stands out there, okay, talking about, well, you guys are just tearing down other black men. Why are you tearing down other black men? Ain't nobody tearing down any other black men. No one's trying to do that, okay? What we're trying to do is simply hold these people accountable. So for you Fresh and Fit stands or Redpill stands in the chat or comment section, please have a seat because you're going to enjoy this show, all right? So, and those of you guys who didn't know, a couple days ago, Donovan Sharpe and Kevin Real Wilder had a debate, okay? Now, this debate, very important because we are trying to assess the fact to understand if the manosphere, or not the manosphere, I'm sorry, the red pill space is in fact indeed misogynist. Matter of fact, to narrow it even further, is Donovan Sharpe a misogynist, okay? So we had Kevin Ray Wilder. I believe he's he's a member of the White Pill. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. He's a member of the White Pill, and like I said, there's red pill, purple pill, black pill. There's too many pills out here, all right? But he's part of the White Pill, and from what I understand, their entire goal is pretty much like the red pill, but they're not with the whole rage stuff, you know, they're not with the whole anger. They're teaching men at least how to fail and go out there and try and fail again until they get it right. So in that case, you guys got my support there. And then we got Donovan Sharpe over in the red pill category, all right? And these guys headed by Raul Tomasi, which let's be real, I really don't believe this guy's any kind of godfather of anything, okay? All right, if anything else, I think, like I said in my last episode, AMS is probably the guy that probably take the crown in this sphere over here. But the recent exposed videos that have come out has pretty much have Donovan Sharpe not looking too good in recent lights, okay? So the question is, well, not even the question. Kevin Real Wilder ended up going on Donovan Sharpe's show to do the debate. And realistically, we didn't know if the debate was going to happen. So with that being said, let me go ahead and give my man Donovan Sharpe a round of applause. Thank you so much for actually doing that, because Donovan, what you have done, right? You've done something that most people within the red pill space, at least most thought leaders within the red pill space, didn't do. You actually showed up to a debate, and you actually showed up to have a conversation. And for that, you got my respects, okay? Now, if you want to talk about the debate itself and what happened and how all that stuff played out, to me, if you ask me personally, it was a little bit lackluster. Let's be real, it was missing a whole lot, okay? They covered a couple points that made sense, and overwhelmingly they kind of agree with each other. I mean, let's face it, we're all kind of in the same group. It's just that there's certain ideologies that can be deemed toxic, so we have to call it out, and I'm glad that this conversation happened because we were able to do just that. But like I said, they overwhelmingly kind of agree with each other on certain points. However, I wish that Kevin was a little bit more stressful on Donovan on certain points that he made, because to me, it felt like he was trying to kind of wiggle around and, you know, use word salad to get around certain questions. And real talk, I mean, there are multiple proofs and evidence out there that makes Donovan Sharpe look like a goddamn misogynist. Now, in the debate, he pretty much says, "Well, I'm doing it on purpose, and my fans aren't going to tell the difference, or they are going to tell the difference. They're going to think that I'm just joking." And it's like, nah, bro, you got to realize there's some real bona fide stupid people out here, all right? Let me tell you this. If you say I guarantee you, if you say walk off that bridge, some of your audience will probably do it. Okay, so that's why when you run big platforms, you got to be careful of what you say and how you come off. Now, there was another point that he made in that debate where he was talking about, well, you know, in this entertainment space, in this YouTube space, there's no room for nuance. You have to be a hard line for you to get an audience, for you to get any eyeballs. And I don't necessarily agree with that. You have to understand it's not just a showbiz thing, okay? Yeah, we're out here to be entertaining, but like channels like this, we're pretty nuanced, and there are different ways you can be entertaining, and the different ways you can keep an audience attention without having to go through extremes. Matter of fact, it's the extremes that is driving a lot of people to do stupid shit. Let's just be real, right? People are divided because one wants to stay on one side and the other guy wants to stay on one side. And if you're in a nuanced position, right, true nuanced position, not the crap that you were talking about in your debate, but true nuanced position, right, that means that they'll call you a simp. They'll call you all these different things, and it's like, what? Me saying that women deserve respect, that makes me a simp? What the hell are you guys talking about? So it does nothing else but further divide the YouTube space, but not even just the YouTube space, the male self-improvement space at large. It does nothing but to further divide us. So what we have to start doing, and this is where I commend you, Donovan. Let's just be real. This is where I really commend you. We really have to start having these conversations with different members within this particular space, all right? And it's okay for us to challenge ideas, and okay for us to be able to, you know, ask different questions and, you know, call people out and hold people responsible, because realistically, a lot of these guys holding these channels, you are leaders in a certain extent. You are leaders in the space. So you have to have a certain level of responsibility. Going too far to the right where you're talking about, oh, I'm openly just gonna say I'm a misogynist, but my audience are gonna understand what it is I'm talking about. They're gonna know I'm not joking. Look at this, man. You could, if you look at this and see how many of these, let's take a look at the FreshandFit stands, for example, right? Myron tells his audience, go after Quinn. And guess what? A bunch of them dudes did, right? You got to understand, when you're in this space and you're a leader, people are gonna follow your lead, and there's a lot of idiots out here that will do it because they look up to you. Let me tell you something about people who follow people like Donovan Sharpe and FreshandFit and some of these other hardliners, right? The mentality of people like this is, these are the mentality of people who were scorned by women. These are the mentality of people who have either little to zero experience dealing with a modern day woman. They don't know stuff. So they come in, they listen to hardliners like Donovan Sharpe talking about, oh, she's a hoe, I'm going to beat her up, or if she was this, is that. I mean, all this nonsense. And guess what? You're triggering something. You're triggering a rage within them, and eventually you're going to turn them into these nihilistic son of a bitches who are going out here, you know, disrespecting women, sending all these messages to women, and in the words of Fresh Prince CEO's mouth himself, like, these guys hide behind freaking keyboards.
Man, this is the same guy that said to every single girl, oh, you're no good, you're lesser than men.
So they recruited on our show.
But
sometimes,
guess what?
Yeah, we began like Simpson here, like watching us just for that.
But think about this, right? He just met her, wanted to be her boyfriend. It's like, these guys, they talk a lot of smack and they pretend behind a camera. Yeah. Or, sorry, behind a computer. But deep down, they're the ones snipping the hardest.
Yeah.
Right? These are the kind of people. You got to start teaching your audience. You got to start teaching these people following you practical moves. Go out and actually talk to people. Go out and deal with the real world. Go out and get kicked in the fucking teeth, and then come back and then hold your head up high. And then you get the pick of your litter. That's literally what it is. You can't be good at dealing with women if you're just sitting there reading practical books. You can't be good at women if you're sitting there watching all these shows. You can't be good at women if you're sitting there constantly buying all these dumb programs. Only best way for you to be good at women and comfortable with women is to go out there and talk to them. Yes, you're going to fall flat in your face. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, you're going to get rejected. And probably nowadays, you're going to be rejected harder than ever. That's what's just going to end up happening. But it's one of those things that builds a tough skin. It builds a tough skin to the point where you're numb to it. And guess what? When a girl feels like her turning you down doesn't affect you, and you're not acting like some of these other guys out here that would act the same way you would have acted, guess what? If anything else, at the very least, she respects it. That's pretty much it. And you won't blow any future chances if you guys were to cross path again. Guys, all right? You know, some of you guys are out there saying, well, Dude, you're telling guys to go out there and fail. You're telling guys to go out there and just talk to girls and get rejected. You should be telling guys to go out there and make their money. You should be telling guys to go out there and get all the materialistic stuff, and then the women will come. It's like, bruh. I can be broke, living in my mama's house, and I can still get tail. It's not that hard. It's just how to talk to people and how to handle rejection. It's really it. So when you guys talking about that stuff, dealing with women is part of male self-improvement. That's what this is. So if you're sitting out there, ignoring women and going out there and trying to get your money and whatnot, you know what that's gonna make you, especially when you have zero experience with dealing with women, you're going out to chase your money. What does that make you? It makes you a high value simp. That's what we got running around right here right now. It's a big problem. All these high value simps being pumped out, not knowing what to do, and they're spending money on these women and corrupting their heads and shit. That's who y'all listening to. Stop that shit. You could be who you are. And what you are, just build yourself within you. All this materialistic stuff, that's just not important. That's the problem. We focus on all these materialistic things. You got to get the 6 figures. You got to get the car. You got to get the house. All these different things that don't matter. You've seen it with the girls we've had on the show, our live stream show, right? You've seen it with the girls. They just want someone who can lead. Women are looking for leader. And what makes a good leader is integrity, character. Who the fuck are you? Aside from your money, aside from all these cars, aside from all these books and all this shit, who the fuck are you? That's what we don't spend time doing. So realistically, if you want to go out there and go chase your bag and do all that stuff, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go chase your bag. But do not be upset when you're out there and you can't figure out how to get a woman's soul. Right? Like your buddies preaches, because all you motherfuckers are listening to guys who are using their money to get set women, right? You won't understand how to understand a woman's mind. You won't understand how to understand a woman's emotions, because some of these guys, they're teaching you how to disrespect women. And guys like Donovan Sharpe fall way underneath this umbrella, all right? There's a lot of things that he said and a lot of stuff that I felt like Kevin should have pressed him on, but real talk, I get it. And it seems like his personality is a little bit more reserved than confrontational. But realistically, there's a lot of stuff that he still has to answer for, right? And another thing I disagree with this guy on, right? There are tons of videos out there with this guy bashing his wife, okay? For you guys don't know, Donovan has his wife out there, and there's been some serious people out there who really been doing their research on this guy, okay? And there are videos out there of this dude pretty much lambasting his own wife or girlfriend or whatever the fuck, all right? Talking about she has all these body counts, she's old, she's this, she's that, right?
I'll refer to Dev. Dude, when we first started dating, she used to brag about the dudes that she had smashed. Straight up. She used to brag about them. Dude, she used to brag all the time. Now, at first, I just told her, okay, stop. She didn't. And then I told her, look, when you talk about this stuff, it makes you unattractive. I said, I imagine you eating boogers when you talk like this. Stop it. She did it one more time. One more time. She tested me. I slut-shamed her literally to tears. You better believe it. I called her every name in the book. She was crying her eyes out.
And then on top of that, you go on a different podcast, on a different show, and talk about how you don't respect women who have too many bodies, who are older and all that stuff. And then you turn around and tell your audience, don't date women like the ones that you're currently dating. It doesn't make any sense. Donovan, you got a lot of stuff to answer for. Listen, I respect the fact that you came on, and what you did was big. What you did was huge, because right now what you've done is you've opened up dialogue between the different spaces, and to be able to exchange ideas, to understand, so people, your audience, everyone else's audience in the space can get a better understanding of what's going on in this industry. So I commend you for that in terms of respect. However, that doesn't answer for the fact that there's a lot of shit here that you got to answer for, okay? There's a lot of inconsistencies that you have going on that needs to be answered for. And that's what realistically I would have pressed him on. But overall, my thoughts on the debates, respect to the fact it happened, respect to Kevin for showing up. Thank you guys so much for having a dialogue. I just felt like it was missing something, right? Maybe like a moderator, someone who can ask the tough questions and, hold both sides accountable. I'm not saying I should be the one to do it. I'm just saying that it was a little lackluster. I say a rematch. I'm just gonna be real. I want a rematch. I want to see a rematch with an actual moderator. All right, with someone who can press both sides on their ideologies. Right. For instance, I don't know shit about the white pill. I want to know more about it. What the fuck do you guys believe in? What the fuck are your ideals? And let's go ahead and put it under scrutiny, just like every other members of these people in this male self-improvement space. That's what we got to do. So, real talk, I say respect to Donovan Sharpe, respect to Kevin for having a dialogue, and I hope that more and more of these so-called leaders, right? I'm talking to you, Mr. Senor Rolo Tomasi. Yeah, you right there. We are talking to you because it seems like you like to hide, bro. So definitely come on out and start talking to people. Start having debates with people. Let's start exchanging ideas. Let's put your theories to the test, Mr. Tomasi, okay? And then that way, every audience can see what this is all about, and we can all benefit from the male self-improvement space. Because real talk, this space isn't going anywhere, and it's only going to get bigger as more and more men come in and tend to understand the red pill. So I feel like it's up to us to basically take that responsibility to be able to properly make sure we're instilling the right mentorship to these impressionable young minds. And it's very important because society would suffer if there's multiple generations of males coming out with these toxic nihilistic ideologies, especially to the opposite sex. Men, all you men out there in these manosphere spaces, women are an important part of your life. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They are one half of the other population. You're going to have to deal with them. When I say this life is all about dealing with people to move up to where you want to go, right? You're going to need to move through people. You're going to need to understand how to deal with people and listen to spaces that teach you how to avoid women or treat them in a different way or that they should be treated. Those spaces should honestly just be avoided or put under scrutiny, because over 50% of the population, and you're not going to understand how to deal with them. What the fuck are you improving on? What the fuck are you self-improving on? Oh, you got money? Then what? Then a woman's just going to come in and trick on you because you don't have that experience. So learn how to get that experience for yourself and deal with the opposite sex. Women aren't scary. They're people just like you. Yeah, they have privileges. We acknowledge that in this space. But doesn't mean that it's not stuff that we can walk around. Learn how to build yourself. Right, but part of that is also learning the opposite sex, because part of life is building with somebody. I don't care what anyone says. No one out here wants to be alone. No one out here wants to die alone. So, with that being said, that's all I got in this topic. All you red pill stands out here that just came for the drama, excess stage left. We're going to be moving on. And speaking of moving on, we are going to be talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. My goodness. All right. Now, back when this podcast was, in its infancy, we did an episode on Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, when this whole thing initially came out, right, I had my words to say about it. I had my thoughts on it. All right. And my thoughts were, I kind of supported the fact that she smoked weed. Let's be real. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I get high and I'm an athlete. Let's just be real, okay? I smoke before I fight. I smoke before I play. It's just how it is, all right? But, I haven't gotten caught. So, that's not me. But if I were to get caught knowing that it's against the rules, it's one of those things where I will assume the responsibility and not play. However, here's the difference. I'm an amateur, and you're talking about being in the Olympics, right? That's a completely different story. However, I did give Sha'Carri Richardson the benefit of the doubt. Now, it turns out that this woman is wilding out, because not only did she lose the I think she was in the Olympics, right? The Olympic trials or whatever it is. She ended up losing, but on top of that, she ends up talking shit to said winner, right? I mean, the poor sportsmanships in this entire case is just mind-boggling, and it makes you want to think. All right, so where did we go wrong in this, right? What is happening here? Why would we? This is a problem and a symptom of what happens when we coddle modern women, especially when the media does it and when other women don't hold them accountable. This is what happens, right? So let me get this straight. Olympic pre-trials, you won. You beat it. Good. Now you're heading off to the Olympics. And then you jeopardize all of that by getting high. All right? So I get it. The rules are the rules. Your parents died or whatever the fuck. I get it. But you are competing at a high level. Not only that, you are competing for your country. Not just your country, for your people, black people. So we have to hold you to a higher standard, and that higher standard meaning putting responsibility on you when it need be. Now, why are we talking about Sha'Carri Richardson, right? The reason why we're talking about it, because I came across this clip. It was right after she won this race, right? And just the mere attitude this young woman gives off, it is just completely, I mean, it's honestly embarrassing. Let's go ahead and take a look.
It was a great return back to the sport. I wanted to be able to come and perform, having a month off, dealing with all I was dealing with. I'm not upset at myself at all. This is one race. I'm not done. You know what I'm capable of. Count me out if you want to. Talk all the shit you want, because I'm here to stay. I'm not done. I'm the 6th fastest woman in this game ever. And can't nobody ever take that from me. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the people that won, but they're not done seeing me yet. Period.
All right. Thank you, Sha'Carri.
That shit right there is the reason why this woman needs to be stopped. Come on, what the hell is she talking about? You're the 6th fastest woman in the world, and you're impressed by that? Motherfucker, your whole goal is to be number 1. See, why is it that us African Americans, we're always proud in being in last place? What the fuck is this shit, right? And then who the fuck was talking shit? The only person talking shit here was you, sitting there liking posts that degraded other black women. Yeah, they're from the other continent. Yeah, they're different culture and whatnot, but they're still black women. You're talking about liking some post on Twitter, or some guy who's probably a FreshandFit stan. Let's just be real, right? Who's sitting there saying that she looks like Lil Wayne, and then on top of that, you showed poor sportsmanship right after that race, and then you come on there on TV and say, "I'm not done." Y'all can talk your shit. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. I mean, let's take a look at this, right? Right? Because there are multiple reasons why you lost this. It isn't just like your mom died and whatnot, you take a month off. You are in a position where you're competing at the highest level. All right? You don't take breaks like that off. Even when I get high, I'm still at the gym training. I don't break, because I know the people, especially in the sport I'm in, the people that I'm going to be going up against, it's a game of seconds, okay? I can be knocked out like that and it's over with, and I lost. If I'm not well conditioned, if I'm not well prepared, I am not going to make it out of that ring. And that's the one thing you got to understand. So it's not like you're just getting high, Sha'Carri Richardson. You're getting high and you're fucking lazy. That's what this is. Honestly, that's what all this is. Because this is something you should have easily taken care of, and you didn't, because you didn't train hard. I mean, just take a look at this for a second, all right? Take a look at the difference between the lady who won and Sha'Carri Richardson. As a matter of fact, take a look at the difference between all the other ladies racing against her and Sha'Carri Richardson. Take a look at this, all right? What do you guys notice is a difference, right? 2 of these ladies came here to work. 1 came to play. That's what we're looking at right now. We got 2 ladies that came here prepared, and the other one came to play. You got the weaves, you got the eyelashes, you got all this stuff, the flashy stuff. Meanwhile, these other girls here who beat you came for business. They came to handle their business, and guess what? They did. Because all you did here is you're here to play. You're here to play games. You're here for the flash. That's the problem with us, man, especially us African-American athletes, most of us, right? We try to be celebrity athletes. We try to live that lifestyle. You are not a celebrity. You are not a celebrity. You are an athlete. That's what they're paying you to do. That's why you're being trained to do, is to run. That's it, right? And on top of that, you can't even take that seriously. If you guys don't know, we did an episode on lace fronts and how these bras be gluing their forehead and hairlines. You got that on, and that looked like it can't even handle the pressure that you putting on it by running. You got the nails and everything. You're not ready to compete. That's what this is. You're just trying to be a celebrity. And that's the problem with this media, man. And when women don't hold each other accountable, right? Because then we let them get away with stuff like this. And I'll blame myself, because I was like, sure, go ahead, smoke weed. Why? Why not? Right? I mean, it's part of the whole media coddling. But I think we're getting to a position right now where black women, realistically, majority of us, we're starting to get into trouble. Like, we are starting to get into huge trouble. And it's not just how we're looked at a larger society, but most importantly, dating. We are heading off a goddamn cliff, and we need to start course correcting. But the thing is, us guys can't be doing that anymore because we honestly don't have the time to do that. We don't have the time to course correct you because realistically, whenever we try to do, you can't tell a black woman shit. Even the black woman can't tell a black woman shit. So who the fuck can help you? You see what I'm saying? But y'all need to start talking to each other because this mess cannot continue. Like, she needs to be stopped. Like, Sha'Carri, you are doing too much. You can't be proud of 6th place. Like, your whole point is to win. Not to be happy about being the 6th fastest person. You got to be the number 1 fastest person in your country. Because them other 2 girls, they came to work, and they beat you. So, I mean, if you want more support from everybody, because it seems like a lot of people are starting to drop support for her, right? Because a lot of people are calling her out. It's like, why you liking posts that's dissing other black women, right? Why are you liking all these other, doing all these other outrageous things that are just antagonizing? And it almost begs to ask the question, right? Because you guys notice how some of these athletes, and she's not the only one, right? Some of these athletes, when they start getting to the point where everything starts to get on the decline, right? You got your Colin Kaepernicks, you got your Cam Newtons, right? When their career or where they feel like their confidence or whatever it is happening within them is starting to decline, you notice how they start to do other things. They start to, get attention in other ways other than the actual sport itself, right? We got the kneeling, and then we got the outrageous outfits with this dude over here, and then now we got her going on Twitter and wilding out, right? So what is it? We want to know. What is it, Sha'Carri? Are you losing your edge? Is that why you got high? Is that why you took a month off? Right? Do you know that you probably weren't going to beat these 2 ladies? Because, I mean, let's be real. One of them's a 4-time champion, and the other one's the fastest woman in the world. Real talk. So, I mean, what's going on here? Even, what do we call it? That one other lady. Simone Biles, another athlete, right? Another thing. So we got to stop this nonsense. All right, I just say black women, we got to. It's a wrap. We got to. If you want to be successful, we got to start holding each other accountable. If anything, if the guys out there, if you just want to deal with the whole situation and what that, I would encourage you to hold these women accountable. I would encourage you, and damn the consequences, because a lot of times we'll start popping out Sha'Carri Richardsons, and it's ruining the image. It's ruining the image. You got to understand, you're representing an entire country. So our image is on the line here. You understand? So it's one of those things, guys. We gotta wise up, especially our sisters out there. I'm talking to you out here. You gotta wise up. You gotta start growing up, because these nails, these hair, all these outrageous things. I mean, even look at the difference. Look at the difference between these 2 ladies. All right, they got their nails short. I mean, you got raptor claws. How horribly inefficient are those things? So inefficient. You didn't come to run. I'm gonna just tell you this right now, Sha'Carri. You did not come to run. You came to play. You came for the celebrity. You came for all the status, and all that shit got to your head. That's what it is. So you either hang up the fucking cleats and go out here and try to be a struggle celebrity, or you can fucking take the fucking fake lashes off, put the hair up in the bun, take them nails off, and practice. And actually show up for your people. Try to be number 1. Number 6. Bullshit, man. Anyways, that's all I got on this one. Time for our special announcement, because we got a special announcement for you. You guys, you remember this Fresh and Fit stand over here that interrupted Abba's live stream, okay? We did a video on it yesterday. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, I highly suggest you go ahead and check it out. But I got special announcement for you guys, all right? We are going to be having him, that's right, on the show. And we are going to get into the mindset of what it's like to purchase DMs on demand or purchase one of these courses and what you actually got out of it, because I'm sure you guys want to know. I'm sure you guys want to know what's in all these courses, and did you benefit from said courses? So I'm sure we'd all like to know it, and that's going to be happening tomorrow. So look out for the thumbnail. I think we're going to have a video dropping before that just to remind you guys, but definitely look out for the thumbnail. And yeah, it's going to be live streamed, and it's going to be fun. You guys are going to definitely get some educational stuff here, because we are going to get a deep dive into the educational content of the Fresh and Fit $1,000 or $2,000 program. All right. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button if you like the show that we're bringing you today. Guys, again, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.